Hello and welcome to ABP Live. I have with me today Mr. Desmond Goh. He's Managing Director of Asia Pacific Aerospace Group at Eaton. Welcome to ABP Live and thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. So just to begin with, we would like to know more about Eaton and the kind of business that it does in India. I know you are here for decades, but so how bullish are you on the India market now that India is looking for a transformation from import or dependence on imports towards self-reliance or make in India?
Right. Look, I mean, obviously, India is a huge market for us. It's always been one of the key markets for Eaton Aerospace as we look at not just the commercial, but the defense and military market as well. So with Make in India, I think definitely it is an area that we are very interested in participating in and something that we are actively looking at how we can contribute and add value to the military market and industry in India.
But in terms of the defense market, do you see that sort of changing in India, transforming, or do you think that the way you did business earlier is really the same?
Oh, it will definitely change. I think in the past, many suppliers like Eaton, we would have all the products designed, developed, manufactured outside in other countries and then have them delivered into India to the Indian military. I think moving forward with this whole thrust on Make in India, definitely there will be a lot more impetus to have the products manufactured in India locally. And I think to that end, Eaton already has 2 manufacturing sites in India. One right here in Bangalore, where we produce a lot of conveyancing products. And then another in Coimbatore through a recent acquisition of Eaton, which we now call ITD, Interconnect Technologies Division, where they build connectors for military aircraft. So what we are looking forward to is really growing the capabilities of both of these manufacturing plants and really moving forward, supporting this whole Make in India initiative.
So these 2 manufacturing plants that you talked about, are there any plans to go for an expansion, and are you looking at adding any newer segments?
Yes, so we're always on the lookout, right, for opportunities where we can grow our plants, the 2 plants that we have, and looking forward as we evaluate the new programs that are on the horizon. Definitely we would be considering how we can leverage the 2 plants that we have in India to support the new programs that are coming up with the Indian military as well. And I'd also like to add, beyond just the 2 manufacturing plants that we do have an engineering center as well in Pune, where we do quite a bit of design and development work. So that's another area that we are very bullish about. So from the design and development work in India to the manufacturing as well, and by expanding the capabilities of both of those plants.
What are the other big markets where you are present, and compared to those markets, do you think that India is more difficult as far as the regulatory mechanisms are concerned?
Definitely India, compared to the other markets, it's a huge market to begin with, right? I think one of the largest, if not the largest, military market in the Asia-Pac region. So definitely this is a key market for us that we would want to actively explore and participate in. Given the recent geopolitical situation, which I think everybody knows, it becomes even more important for us to really understand and support the Indian military and market and industry, and how we can provide better support and better, I guess, better support is the best way I can frame it for now. Better support the Indian industry and military towards their needs and all the upcoming programs.
Now that the Russia-Ukraine war will be completing a year, do you see impact that Eaton will be having in terms of supply chain disruptions and the fact that there will be some traditional markets that can get hampered, and would you be looking at the newer markets?
Definitely it has just speaking from the Asia Pac perspective, it has definitely impacted our business from a supply chain standpoint. We're seeing, our sub-tier suppliers extending lead times and all of that.
Right.
But in addition to that, we also start to see our customer base in Asia Pac becoming a lot more proactive in terms of beefing up their military, whether it is stocking up spares or acquiring new capabilities and all, because of all these, the heightened tensions that we have all across the region. Everyone is, I guess nervous or getting concerned is the word that I would use. And as such, they are definitely building up their capabilities to defend themselves. So from a company like Eatons' perspective, I think what we would like to do is to support our customer base as much as possible, right? And with whatever needs or requirements they have, to the best of our ability.
Now, looking also at the fact that India is now, as you said, like any other country, India is also ramping up its military presence. It is focusing more on maritime security, and as part of India's foreign policy, Indo-Pacific framework has become very key. And the fact that India is now aligning more with the US in terms of defense partnership. Now, all these factors, does that also help in boosting your business? How do you see these developments?
So definitely it helps. Eaton being a US company and India having much closer ties with the US would definitely drive more business for us. Again, specific to the aerospace side, I think acquiring a lot more American-made platforms, from fighter aircraft to transport, helicopters, and so on and so forth. I think that help drives a lot of demand for Eaton products because on on many of the American-made platforms, Eaton tends to have generally a lot of content on many of those platforms. So I guess to answer your question, India having closer ties to the US would definitely help drive more demand for Eaton products in country through the acquisition of all those aircraft that India is buying.
That's interesting. And also, lastly, I would like to ask you, recently we've seen India and US also launching an initiative on critical technology, right? Does that also help you? Are you also looking at that taking off in a big way?
Technology has always been a key thing that I guess India is always looking to acquire, and it's not something new, I guess. Transfer of technology, such requirements has been there for quite a while.
But things like artificial intelligence and all, high-tech computing, does that help? Because that's what India is trying to do now with the US.
Right. So definitely that's something Eaton is actively exploring right now as well. I think things like more electric aircraft, additive manufacturing, the Internet of Things and all that. So all of these new, I would say, cutting edge, really, things that bring us to the leading edge of aerospace technology, Eaton's actively involved in. And to a certain extent, our engineering center in Pune is also involved in. So definitely, I think with this partnership between India and the US, it would definitely help us a lot when it comes to accelerating the exploration and application of these technologies.
And just to as a parting question, are you planning to invest in India in the coming years?
We are always looking for opportunities. So if the right opportunity pops up, and definitely we'll have to evaluate the opportunity, and if it makes business sense, definitely we will be going forward now with it.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Goh. Thank you for talking to us. That was Desmond Goh, Managing Director, Asia Pacific Aerospace Group of Eaton. You were watching ABP Live. For your ABP Live, this is Nayanima, Basu.